श्रीनान्न परमात्मने नमः। ॐ श्रीनान्न परमात्मने नमः। ॐ श्रीनान्न परमात्मने नमः।
I love my listeners excessively. My behavior towards them is calm and generous. I neglect their ordinary defects and flaws. I am not content with merely preaching self-knowledge but also desire their material welfare. I help in awakening goodness within them. I make an effort from my end so that they tread the path of peace and secure the abode of peace. Even devotees have a living faith in me. I look upon the devotees as my friends. But they consider me as God's equivalent. So I take utmost care in thinking about their welfare or preaching to them. My behavior towards them has never been irresponsible. I feel they are giving me more reverence than I deserve. If they commit any mistake, I feel I have done the same. Up to a certain level, I share their sorrow. My preaching helps them, to a certain extent, to make their lives based on rational thinking. My relationship with the devotees is not like the guru-disciple relationship. We carry on as if we belong to the same family. Irrespective of whether the situations in life are favorable, the devotees have never lost their loving relationship with me. They have maintained their mental contact with me. They are getting solutions to their day-to-day problems through my preaching. They are experiencing peace in listening to my words. A person devoid of peace cannot become blissful. My discourses are making them blissful. They feel like they are swimming in an ocean of peace due to the love, affection, respect, and compassion flowing from me toward them. I can grasp that the devotees are acknowledging my inclination towards them. Therefore, even I am unable to stop myself from preaching to them. I try to elaborate on complex things in very simple words. If they cannot grasp me, I consider it my fault. The regard and faith of devotees towards me have been unswerving. So even if my body dies, I will continue to live in their hearts. I am trying to teach them the tattva in small and short words so they can reach the sorrowless state.
I am very greedy. I do not recommend performing any japa, meditation, or spiritual practices. You should not even have the pain of being bitten by a red ant but should directly feel the bliss related to self. This is my attempt. Don't you think that this is my greed? I should prescribe spiritual practices also, right? You should not work hard, yet you must secure self-realization. How is it possible? I attempt to take you all to such a blissful state effortlessly. I don't want to trouble you all. There is nothing to be told. It is all sharing. Only sharing. There is no giving. I want to ensure that your journey is devoid of spiritual practices and the pain related to them. But how is it possible? Though I know it is impossible, I cannot stop attempting it. I may fail in that attempt. This is not magic. It is pure science. Why am I not prescribing the spiritual practices? It is because you should not become subject to suffering in the name of spiritual practices. I am not suggesting you any path. But I am being very greedy in taking you to the goal. We can't predict what is going to happen. I get the greed of liberating everyone simultaneously. But it is against the divine law.
Sri Bhadriraju worked and retired as an executive engineer. Both his surname as well as name are Bhadriraju. So he is double Raju. He had a great liking for me. Suppose I visited his home while he was eating curd rice. Then he immediately came out to meet me even without finishing eating and washing his hands. He used to feel that he would get delayed in seeing me by doing so. When he stayed in Narsipur, I visited and spent half an hour with him. Once, he said, "Sometimes I even stop my urge to urinate with the thought that you may leave me or I may miss you." I used to think, why does he love me so much? While working as an engineer in Narsipur, once Bhadriraju came to my house. He asked, "Give me any book to read." At that time, I got the book, "Who Am I?" and shared it with him. But he did not like that book at all. I was not aware that he liked devotion a lot. He said, "What kind of a book is this? It looks insipid, like an idli without a sambar." He talked as if he disliked Bhagavan. I felt, why should Bhadriraju have a liking for Bhagavan? Later, Bhagavan appeared in my dream. Pointing towards Bhadriraju, Bhagavan asked me, "Who is he?" Then I asked Bhagavan, "I have a relationship with you. I have a relationship with Bhadriraju. But what is your relationship with Bhadriraju? Why are you asking about Bhadriraju? What have you got to do with Bhadriraju?" Then Bhagavan did not say, "Bhadriraju is related to me," or "Bhadriraju is related to you." Instead, Bhagavan said, "Bhadriraju is related to us. We are related to Bhadriraju in our prior births. Bhadriraju has forgotten this relationship. He is not alien to us. Consider him as our very own. In the previous birth, both of you were brothers and hailed from the same family. Though the physical bodies, family members, friends, and relatives change every birth, the relationship with the Guru continues. It is an unbroken relationship. God and Guru are not different. Guru will not leave us until we reach him.
Surya Garu, an ardent devotee of Bhagavan who knows nothing other than Ramana's name and Ramana's form since 1987, came for Sri Nannagaru's darshan. Surya Garu asked Nannagaru, "While chatting with some of your devotees, I asked them, Sri Nannagaru is a divine incarnation. But tell me something else about Sri Nannagaru." 3 ladies were sitting there. All 3 had the same opinion. Without the divine incarnation Sadguru Sri Nannagaru, the ladies of West Godavari and East Godavari districts would have been left as dead bodies in a burial ground by now. Holding our hands like a mother or father holding their children's hands, Sri Nannagaru taught us how to secure mental independence and external independence. He has given us a rebirth. He is introverting our minds and driving us inside. I then posed them with another question. As Ramana gave up his physical body, someday this Ramanamsha, that is, Sri Nannagaru, a part of Ramana, also would give up his physical body. What is the Guru Dakshina you are going to offer him then? Then they said, "We are not yet ready to face that situation. It is because as long as our Guru is physically visible, we will not allow that thought to enter us." Having listened to this,
Sri Nannagaru told Suryagaru, "What they experience is peace. They are not able to tell it correctly. It is an undiluted happiness."
Recently, when I was in Chennai, a devotee who used to work at Narsapuram College visited me. He used to get a salary of 2,500 rupees per month. When his father passed away, he was allotted this job. Once in a while, he used to visit Jinuru also. Once I asked him, "Why don't you get married?" He replied, "I have to look after my mother. If I get a wife, I have to feed her too. Now I can look after my mother. So why should I get married?" Later he studied BSc, somehow learned computers, and earned a job in Chennai for a salary of 60,000 rupees per month. When I went to Chennai, he found my address and came to me. He said, "Now I have a job with earnings of 60,000 per month. I am also an income taxpayer now. I got married. My wife has studied MTech. She is also looking for a job. Probably by the end of next month, she will get a job." Saying so, he placed 15,000 rupees at my feet, asking me to utilize it for any noble purpose. I was reminded of his poverty-stricken life in Narsapuram, so I did not feel like accepting that money. Hence I told him, "This money belongs to me. However, I would like to save it in your pocket." Saying so, I tried to put the money back into his pocket. He sensed my thinking and said, "All the while, you only remember my Narsapuram life. By your grace, now I have no other deficit. So you must accept this money. It doesn't matter, even if you throw it in the Jinuru water canal. I won't mind even if you throw it out before me." Saying so, he returned the money. Then I accepted the money and donated it to the new Saraswati Shishu Mandir school in Palakalu. Whoever donates there is granted income tax exemption. I collected the income tax exemption related papers and sent them to Chennai through courier. Accepting that money was as painful as getting water by squeezing a wet cloth. It is because he was in a painful situation, saying, "How shall I feed my mother?" He used to work very hard in Narsapuram for the sake of that meager salary. Those days of hardship remain in my memories. When he said, "Throw this money into the Jinuru water canal," I accepted that money from him. I am narrating all this to mention his noble-heartedness and noble thinking. Later he brought his mother and wife to Chennai railway station and showed them to me. His wife also got her first job for a salary of 40,000 per month. Somehow he was destined to become a millionaire, and he did become so. All this is not due to his intelligence. It is all God's will. We are only eligible to stand there wherever God makes us stand. In God's decree, not even a full stop or a comma can be changed. Therefore, when God's will is made as your will, all your sorrow will become bliss. God's will drives the entire creation. This has to be understood. Whatever path you tread upon, you must understand this. You can become blissful only if this sentence is understood. Else, you are left with nothing else other than sorrow. This sentence alone constitutes an Upanishad.
In 1987, I became very sick. I felt as if my death was near. Presuming that my death was inevitable, the doctors from Palakalu sent me a message through their compounder asking me to eat whatever I felt like eating. When I heard that I would die soon, I felt delighted. It is because I need not travel anymore with this body. I felt that I need not do any service to this body. But becoming happy like that is also not a correct state. It is also a weakness. Whether you become happy or sad when you hear the news related to your death, both symbolize that you are dishonoring God's will.
A 90-year-old devotee visited Sri Nannagaru in Arunachala. He said, "My heart has been empty for 90 years. After 90 years, you have filled it with nectar. I have read about self-related bliss in books. Now I experience that bliss in your divine presence. My purpose of arrival onto this planet has been fulfilled." I replied, "God has filled your heart with the nectar. I have just been his instrument."
An American devotee named Ri asked me, "Everyone calls you Rajugaru. What does Rajugaru mean?" I told her, "Raju refers to the name of a caste in India. Usually, Raju means king." Then she said, "You are the king of my heart."
Yesterday a girl visited me. She stays in Bangalore. Her son is studying the 4th standard. Sometimes, the boy's mother keeps listening to my audio cassettes. The 4th standard boy asks his mother, "Let me listen to that sweet voice if I have to sleep fast. Why should I swallow sleeping pills to get sleep? Let me listen to that sweet voice." The boy was referring to my voice heard in the audio cassette. The boy doesn't refer to my name. He says, "Let me listen to that sweet voice so I can fall asleep." That is enough for me to fall asleep. He has given me the name Sweet Voice. What is his education? He is just a 4th standard student. His intention is, being a child, though I may not understand the subject, that sweet voice of Nannagaru is enough to put me to sleep. I will utilize it to that extent. I want to go to sleep. So put on the audio cassette so I could listen to that sweet voice. My sleeping time has arrived. Very fast, I will fall asleep. Either I have to be awake, or I have to fall asleep. If I am neither fully awake nor fully asleep, I will start getting crazy thoughts. Let me listen to that sweet voice so I can fall asleep. The boy has spoken these words heartfully. He did not repeat these words after learning them from others. He felt them within his heart and then uttered them. His words are much sweeter than all your honors and felicitations. The boy's words came from the depths of his heart. So they have increased my peace, rational thinking, and power of observation. You may all honor me. The boy's words have given me more satisfaction than these honors.
The residents of Hyderabad Ramakrishna Mutt told me, "Whenever you visit Hyderabad, don't stay at any householder's residence. Come here to Ramakrishna Mutt. We will allocate you a good room for your stay." I replied, "Will our devotees listen to your words? You don't open the gates till 4 o'clock. The devotees arrive at 2 o'clock and wait for me. Then a dispute arises between you people and our devotees. Our devotees will not follow your rules and regulations. You follow your own methodology. I will keep coming here. Whenever I come, I will see you all."
A meeting was held at Tirupati by the Ramakrishna Mission. Bhagavan's chariot was taken in a procession there. Tirupati, being a Telugu place, I was invited by the Ramanashram people to attend that meeting. I was accompanied by my friend Reddy Garu and some local pundits of Tirupati. Of them, an elderly pundit came and sat beside me. He was a scholar in the English language also. He was a scholar in Vedanta and Sanskrit too. All his writings were published in prominent journals like the Bhavan's publications. Till recently, his daughter worked as a college principal in Palakalu. He was a very good man too. He started giving his speech. He was not acquainted with Ramana Maharishi-related meetings. He should have just spoken about Bhagavan's life history and left. But he thought he should talk about the I and started speaking accordingly. He got confused. He substituted this I with that I. His position was similar to losing the path in a forest. This subject looked like algebra calculations, and hence he became anxious. Then I put my hand on his shoulder and said, "You are a great scholar. You have other greater things to speak about. This I-related subject is trivial for you to speak about. Please leave it to me." He listened to me and accordingly stopped talking about the I. I felt like protecting him. Hence I gave him such advice. Later I committed a mistake. A month before his death, he wrote a letter to me. Before that, he used to visit me whenever I went to Tirupati. In his letter, he said, "I feel like seeing you. Please permit me to come to Jinuru." I still feel sorry about what happened then. I replied to him, "Sir, you are very aged now. Once in a while, I keep visiting Tirupati. Whenever I visit Tirupati, you can come and see me. You can indeed board an express at Tirupati and get down at Palakalu. But why should you take so much trouble? Whenever I come to Tirupati, you can come and see me. So please don't come to Jinuru." I have twice rejected his plea to visit Jinuru. So he dropped the idea of coming to Jinuru. A month after that, he expired. I felt, I have committed a mistake. I should have allowed him to come here when he wanted to come.
I left Kashi 2 days before the actual date as I had to attend a marriage in Vishakhapatnam. I left Kashi on the 2nd, whereas some devotees stayed till the 4th or 5th. One of those devotees recently met me and said, "Nannagaru, you left Kashi on the 2nd. We then felt, the light has gone away. I don't mean that the light has extinguished. The light has gone away. We no more felt the happiness of staying in Kashi. We stayed in Kashi on the 3rd and 4th also. However, we stopped feeling the happiness of staying in Kashi. The light has gone away. I don't mean that you have extinguished. I only mean that you have left us. The light did not get extinguished but left Kashi." These are immortal words. The speaker of these words may have death, but these words cannot have death.
Sri Nannagaru asked a devotee, "Do you think that Shankaracharya's teaching is sweeter than Bhagavan's?" The devotee replied, "Nannagaru, anything you speak about is sweet."
Sri Nannagaru asked a devotee, "How long ago was your heart's bypass surgery done?" The devotee replied, "It was done 22 years ago." Then Sri Nannagaru continued, "Heart's bypass, stent, and kidney transplantation. The life of all these surgeries is 12 years. After 12 years, the patient may or may not survive. As a clock suddenly stops working, even such people may suddenly lose their life. So it is a miracle in your case. Do not travel all alone. You have transcended the medical science." Then the devotee replied, "Nannagaru, when you are with us, why do we need science?"
It was time for Sri Nannagaru to go out. So he asked, "What is the time now?" When a devotee mentioned the time, Sri Nannagaru said, "I will leave after 10 minutes so that you all need not keep waiting for me." There is a principle for this in mathematical algebra. Suppose 10 people are sitting here for my sake, and I have gone out saying that I will return at 4 o'clock. If I get delayed by 2 minutes in returning home, what shall I think? I will think I got delayed by 2 minutes. But this presumption is wrong. All 10 people have 2 minutes wasted. So I have wasted a total time of 20 minutes and not just 2 minutes. I presume that I have wasted only 2 minutes. But who has wasted your 20 minutes? I have wasted your time. In Europe, time is considered equivalent to money.
On several occasions, Sri Nannagaru said, "Don't ever feel that you are wasting your time coming to me. The moments spent here with me are your life's sweetest moments." Once, in Arunachala, Sri Nannagaru said, "When will a day like this come again? Today is a full moon day, and the moon appears in its full size. These are our sweetest moments. Very rarely do we get such moments in our lives. These are only our sweet memories for tomorrow. The moonlight looks like it is spread across the canvas."
Chodavaram doctor always visited Jinuru at night. When Sri Nannagaru asked him, "Why do you take the trouble of coming here at night? Why don't you come here in the mornings?" He replied, "I can't come here in the mornings. I have visited several places before, but the peace I am experiencing in your presence, I couldn't find it anywhere else. That's the reason I take all the trouble in coming here. I don't come here for your sake. I come here for my sake." A day before he expired, he said to his wife, "Sri Nannagaru will not come here, and I cannot go to Jinuru for this birth. So there is no chance we will meet again in this birth." His wife thought that he was speaking casually and hence neglected those words. However, the very next day, he was found dead. This is a relationship of several births. Though we may be far away physically, the mental contact will keep working.
It is not about speaking. It is all about giving. Sri Nannagaru always said, "Let us give it to everyone. Even if a single devotee gets missed, won't they become sorrowful?" Such was his compassion.
When Sri Nannagaru was terribly sick, an MLA visited Nannagaru. He was shocked to see nearly 200 people waiting for Sri Nannagaru. He asked Nannagaru, "Won't the devotees leave you even when you are terribly sick?" Again the MLA himself asked Nannagaru, "Please tell me one thing. Is it that you love the devotees more, or is it that the devotees love you more?" Sri Nannagaru replied, "I have no answer for this. It is tough to answer this question."
When I say thank you all, why are you all silent? Why don't you ask me the reason behind thanking you all? I thank you all for coming here. If you don't come here, whom shall I preach to?
Some words are mortal. We hear them today and forget them by tomorrow. The meaning of immortal words is that even if our body dies, the words will be remembered forever. When Rishikesh Swami visited here, he did not say, "Come to my ashram." Instead, he said, "Let's go to our ashram." It is a very beautiful expression. He did not use the singular my, but used the plural r. Those are immortal words. If any of you invite me, you say, "Visit my home." But Rishikesh Swamiji did not say so. He said, "Let's go to our ashram." The Ganga River flows beside our ashram. Some words cleanse our minds. It is not a mortal word. It is an immortal word. Myself and Swamiji are not acquainted with each other. He came all the way from Rishikesh. He traveled to Delhi from a town nearby Rishikesh. From Delhi, he then boarded a flight to Vijayawada. From Vijayawada, he reached Palakalu. Without my knowledge, he took accommodation in Palakalu. Finally, he came here to Jinuru along with his assistant. He is a great Swami. He also visits other countries to deliver lectures. While talking with him, I realized that his heart is wider than mine and that he is a great man. I should have gone to have his darshan, but surprisingly he came here for my darshan, which is nothing but God's Leela.
Neighbors of Vivekananda from Calcutta married a girl from a Telugu family. Their father worked in Calcutta Corporation and died. Mother is still alive. The couple worked in Paris. They visited and took me to their house when I was in Calcutta. They are more educated than us. I asked personal questions like, "How much do you earn in Paris? Will you send money to your parents? What about the rest of the salary?" Then they retorted, saying, "What questions are these? Did we bring you here for this purpose? Why don't you talk about society and how we can be useful to society? And you are even called Nannagaru." Then I felt embarrassed and told them, "You have proven that you are truly the neighbors of Vivekananda."
I visited a shop. The shop owner earns an income of 50 lakhs per annum. He said, "Of the 50 lakhs, I utilize an amount of 30 lakhs for social welfare activities. However, I have never asked any beneficiaries about their caste or religion." Then I told him, "Your wife's heart is nobler than yours because, without her help, you could not have provided so much financial aid to the needy." He replied, "What you say is true. You are contemplating more upon my wife's name than mine."
Once, Sri Nannagaru attended a marriage. A devotee who also attended the same wedding happened to sit beside Sri Nannagaru. After the marriage, she came to offer her salutations to Sri Nannagaru. Then Sri Nannagaru asked her, "What is your name? Which place do you come from?" She then replied, "What is this, Nannagaru? How does it matter what my name or place is?" Then Sri Nannagaru said, "You have been sitting here quietly without moving your hands or legs all the while. Therefore I am posing this question." She again replied, "My mind became still with your darshan. That is the reason behind my quietness. What is there in my name or form? Didn't Bhagavan teach us to transcend the name and form-mindedness?" Sri Nannagaru said, "She has literally scolded me, and I had to remain silent, having no words to reply."
A devotee told Sri Nannagaru, "Whenever I hear these two words, purity and concentration, I cannot stop the tears rolling out from my eyes." Sri Nannagaru said, "When tears roll out for the sake of a noble cause, they are sweet in taste. However, when the tears roll out due to anger, they are sour." Sri Nannagaru expressed his love towards devotees thus, "Though my body may die, I will be alive in the hearts of the devotees."
After hearing Sri Nannagaru's spiritual discourse, an aged devotee said these words before leaving, "Nannagaru, like a mother, you are consoling us, and like a father, you are showing us the goal."